Greetings, Diesel Funketeers. Tim Fielder calling with the Thursday edition. It's 7:01 on Thursday, December 18th. Just been working very hard today. Today is going to be somewhat of an abbreviated episode because I got a lot of stuff I need to be doing, getting ready to leave town. But I thought it'd be cool just to take a little moment, maybe an hour or so, just to show you guys what I'm working on. I got to turn in some serious work by tonight. So I don't want to stream too long on that. But I don't know. We'll play it by ear. Anyway, right now, in addition to, I got to turn in some stuff for graphic history hip hop. Like, should have been 2 weeks ago, but here we are. But anyway, we're going to get that in so these folks can have a good Christmas, and so can I. Additionally, we will be working on a little bit of animation for Dr. Ronaldo Anderson. I've actually already gotten quite a bit of distance on that, so I'll really be showing a little bit of how I work. As a matter of fact, let's go to the desktop here. My name is Tim Fielder. This is Live Drawing with Tim Fielder. I am Tim Fielder, a visual Afrofuturist and graphic novelist based out of New York City. I don't know if Rowena is watching tonight, but hey, Rowena, how you doing? Good to see you. Going to be leaving very, very soon for Atlanta, GA, and then on to New Orleans so we can gain 10 pounds over the holiday. But that's okay. I'm taking my ropes, and I'm going to be doing my walk. So it's going to be a workout, holiday, vacation. So I don't know. I don't know if that's a one word, supercalifragilisticexpialidocious or something like that, right? But that's basically what's happening. Feeling good about that. All right, so let's go here. So we have this here. I think you guys have seen what's going on there. I think that's been up long enough. Let me just check here before I do. I just want to check and see. All right, so Instagram got a bit of interesting news with Instagram. It appears that I will not be allowed to stream on Instagram for another year. Till November of 2026. However, I have more than one account, so I'm streaming to that, and I guess we'll build that until we get the other stuff sorted out with Diesel Funk. Right now, that will be with Hi John Conqueror. If you guys want to head over there and check that out on Instagram, that'll be good, and I'll try to answer what questions I can. A lot of different channels here, because it's like, why would I not stream to Instagram? It makes no sense. It makes no sense. So yes, one has to do what they got to do here. Let's see, go up there. Okay, we're good there. Just trying to make sure I got that. I'm gonna say hello all. Whoops, don't want that to fall there. Hello all. 67 King, how you doing? I'm gonna say hi to you there. Alrighty, so we got Mel Studios working okay. Instagram is running okay. I'm gonna move this down to the side here so I can see that very small right there. That's okay. All right, that's good. Whoops. Make sure we do that. I don't want that to be too small, but we need it to be big enough to understand what's rocking and rolling. Let's see here. LinkedIn. Hey, LinkedIners. How you guys doing? Good to see you. YouTube. YouTube continues to rock. I'm telling you, YouTube is amazing. YouTube is amazing. TikTok is going. So I feel real good about that. Let's see what else we got here going. We got Substack. Again, don't mess with Substack. Substack is like that kid who, you don't mess with him. Leave him alone. He hadn't done nothing to nobody. All right. So we got Substack happening there. Let's see what else we got here. We got Kick. Hello, Kick. Kicksters. And then we got Twitch. Twitch is rocking and rolling. So I feel good about that. So a lot of different things. In the coming weeks, I'm going to try to maybe start adding Twitter to the setup here, and we will get it all worked out. So right now we have mostly everything kind of situated in Mel's studio, except for Twitch. But we're going to be pretty good. All right, enough of that. Desktop time. Let's go to our desktop. Boom. All right, we're to our desktop here. There we go. All righty. I'm going to close out Photoshop to free up a little RAM here. All right. Free up a little RAM. We don't want to save. Yeah, we'll save that. Sure, we'll save it. All right, so you guys remember this stuff here from yesterday. I did quite a bit of work actually in that regard, which turned out pretty good. As you can see here, I've done some color work. I don't want to overwork this stuff because it is supposed to be a comic book, but it's very important for me to kind of like color correct these guys here, because the reality is that this is the introduction of the world that High John is in. So I won't be doing any of that tonight, I don't think, but it's all good. So next thing we're going to do here is going to go to Bridge, and we will going to type here, and we're going to go here, Afrofuturism and World Order. I've been talking with my friend Ronaldo Anderson, who is of course the oracle of all that is hyper realistic and bloody sobering is what I would call, but from an Afrofuturist lens. He's really, really incredible with that. Again, I will ask you guys to please subscribe. If you're on YouTube, subscribe. If you're all those, please subscribe to all my socials. It all helps. We've had a great year. We're now in the 5th month, quickly careening like a bat out of hell towards the 6th month. So I've been doing it now for about 6 months, which is fantastical. I'm very, very happy to see that. Let's see, not receiving enough video stuff there. I don't know what's going on there, but we're not going to worry about that for the moment. Instagram goes, so we're good there. We've been going now for about 8 minutes. Let's see here. Huh, that's weird. All right, want to make sure we go here. Okay, we're good. Let's right click on this. Okay, we should have excellent stream ability. Okay, good. All right, so let's very quickly check this out. So I have, this is my friend, the cover to his book. Artwork was done by Stacy Robinson. You can see here, it's this is the cover. All right, and the cover art looks a little bit like, so we can pull this Billy Goat open here. Let's see here, we'll go here. Yes, 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 yes. I'm gonna go here. There we go. All right, so here we go. So the cover art was done by Stacy Robinson. Stacy Robinson is a artist, actually one of the old head Milestones folks from back in the day. So he really is has quite a legacy. We talking about from the '90s, and so Stacy did the art where he tends to use a lot of digital collage work back then with a bit of illustration. John Jennings did the copy and the typography design and stuff. So here you go, Ronaldo Anderson, Afrofuturism and World Order. So we did close that down. We don't need to see that. So please, the book is available for purchase now. So I was talking with Ronaldo the other day, and we decided, hey, he needs to have some animation done for his book. He needs to promote the book. And, in addition to doing a lot of the comic work I'm doing right now, one of the things I've really been working hard towards doing is hello, Johnson C9619. How you doing? Good to see you. But as I was saying, one of the things that's become fairly important is that I have really, really pushed a lot of how I utilize AI in my work. So, but how you use AI can fluctuate, and there are many different applications out there. I find this a pretty stunning image. But let's go now. As you can see here, let's double click this here so you guys can see it. So you see I have 4 files. So Stacy sent me the Photoshop file. And if you guys want to follow this to see how one works, if you want to do keyframe animation. So keyframes, you have images, right? You have an image here, an image there, an image there, right? Everything that happens between each keyframe, each major moment of movement is called a keyframe. All of the motion that happens in between the keyframes are called in-betweens. You could kind of sort of do things like that in After Effects and other compositing programs. I've used After Effects, 25 years since the 90s. And it is a very, very powerful program. So today, I'm going to show you guys how I utilize AI. I'm then going to show you how I utilized After Effects in doing the work. But first, we'll start with what I did in Photoshop. So I open up Stacy's file and I turn certain layers off, right? So I turned the guy, you see the guy standing with his hands coming out of these black holes. So that was the first image that I wanted. I just wanted that. I didn't want anything else. Then Stacy has these kind of black holes developing on each side of the balls, right? Of the planet there, which is kind of grid. Even the grid is on a separate layer, but I decided not to get too fancy with it. Do have the hands there, and then the guy there. So what I decided to do was to make this how would I call it? I would make it, these are my keyframes, right? Now, initially, and I'm going to shut this down now. I don't think I need this open anymore. Just to free up some RAM here. We'll go here. And I think what I'm going to do here is go to Manus. I think I will go to Manus. Let's go to Manus. There's Manus. Manus is right here. So we're going to go to Manus. Now, the great thing about Manus is kind of like ChatGPT. It's the same thing. They do the same thing. But I like Manus because, it's kind of interesting. So I said here, animate the motion between both keyframes. Keep the motion natural and make sure the beginning and end frames are the exact same as the corresponding keyframes. So that's what I got. Imported those, got it, generated everything out. And this is what it came up with. So that was great. But then where in the world did this guy come from? So what it did was it took too much liberty, right? I want it to look like Stacy's drawing. I have zero interest in creating something new. I want to take the elements that are already there and modify them. Hold on one second. We're going to have to see if we got some people. All right, no comments yet. from Facebook, but we're good. I have got to, my monitor situation has got to be better. My chat situation has to be better. All of it, right? I totally can rock with that. Anyway, so let's just check here 1 second. Okay, we got that there. Okay, that's good. Actually, let me see if we can move that up. Oh, we can move that up a little bit. That's good. All right, great. It's a start. It is a start. Okay. All right. So we have that. So this was one of the files, and I'll come back down here and instead of going. So I tried different techniques to get that. That obviously didn't turn out that great. Then I just kept working with it, trying to get it to act right, and sometimes it does, sometimes it doesn't. I like the space in that background, but then what is that? Okay, it came out, but then what is that? And the guy looks, there's no consistency. Hello, Big Daddy's House 912. How you doing? Good to see you. So what happens is, as you get it, sometimes, as I said, the man is not the same, and the animation does not ease into this image. So I had to do quite a bit of stuff to try to get it to match. And even with everything I did, it never really came out right. I mean, okay, that's coming out of the black hole, but then what is that? What is that? I mean, it rotated everything. That's interesting, but what is that? That's not what I wanted. I don't want that either. All right? So we kept going, and let's see here. We did this here, which is kind of interesting. Got this one here. And this is for Ronaldo Anderson's book called Afrofuturism and World Order. Now, I love the fact that it was spinning. Look at that. Wasn't that dope? Look at that. That's awesome. Right? But it's still close, but it's not the same guy. And after a while, I got so frustrated, I said, you know what? And and what it is that the issue with AI, everything runs on credits, right? And as you're working with credits, what begins to happen is, if you're not careful, you'll burn up credits on stuff that never gives you what you need. See, like, that's not what I want. That's not what I want. Right? Okay, we got a fire alarm going off there. Okay, that's all right. My wife will put it out. Okay. Anyway, so Manus worked okay, but then it didn't. So here's the catch that you have to remember with AI. If you are working with Gen AI, there is no such thing as one program doing everything for you. Sometimes you have to use a combination of programs. You have to use a combination of programs. Sometimes you have to, use a compositing program, right? But the first thing you do when you realize the software isn't working, you have to switch to another piece of software. Now, I love Manus. Manus is fantastic for website design. It's fantastic for simple visual animations, like the walk a dog stuff I did with the walking dog. That worked really, really great. It was fantastic, right? So that's something you can do. But I find that it's a little bit too much, right? So what I did was I took it to Runway. Y'all remember Runway, right? I don't subscribe anymore to the full-on variant, but I did go here, and this has 3 keyframes set up. You have that one. This one I've used the Runway before, and that's pretty good. And so I work with it, and I had to write out, hands come up out of the black holes, closed behind. The man rises up behind into the final keyframe position to keep the illusion the arms are his. No camera shake, right? But what if I did this out of the spinning black holes? All right, let's generate that. Let's see what happens. So that's generating here. So as you can see here, I had different variants. That was okay, but it kind of faded in. I didn't want that. I wanted it to look like the man was rising up behind the planet, right? So that one didn't work. As a matter of fact, once you hit it, if you keep pushing the software, it seems like it gets worse. So go here. See? So that one worked. That one worked pretty nicely. I like that one. The only thing that was having is this like slight camera jerk. But after a while, there was not much I could do with it. But I like this right here best. Now we have this one here. Interesting hands. But now the guy just fades in. See, that's not what I wanted. I want him to rise up into this. But like I said, they just released a new runway. This is not the latest runway. But, we'll see. Now, I just rendered out this last one. I don't have high hopes for it, but let's see what happens. Oh, no, so let's see. Oh, one there. All right, so here's the new one. No, there's the new one there. Let's see what happens. All right. I mean, all right, but whatever. So anyway, I downloaded that file. I downloaded that MP4 file, and I then did this. So we'll move this right here out of the way. As a matter of fact, I'll close Runway. I don't no need for me to go back to it. Oh, by the way, very quick aside, I saw some utterly fascinating stuff on Twitter. Look at this. This is Andy Smith. So Andy Smith took his line artwork there, right? And that's what he did, right? Now, because this is happening, I am inclined now to begin the process. Hello, Joe P625. How you doing? Hello, Jenny, Lynn. Pleasure to see you guys. Hi, hi, hi. All right. So anyway, look at this. So that is actually quite incredible. Look at that. That's amazing. This is pretty much what I do. It's pretty much what I do. Is I draw. Of course, I do illustration on top of it, and I'm not going for the photo real look, right? Like the straight. That looks like a game photo. That I'm not going for that. I still want to keep a little looseness, something that will allow me to be able to have some illustration elements in there. But that I found that incredible. And what is maybe starting to make me think is very soon I'm going to begin to share more of my process on Twitter. I think I'm feeling like it's getting near that time. As much as I would like to keep everything private, and I do keep it private in the sense that I work on live streams, but it's not as immediate as putting up posts. But right now, I'm feeling like there's so much change coming on, and the technology is beginning to pass the point where it is this kind of anomaly, and now it's beginning to slowly become accepted into our system for better or worse. And I use it, and I think one of the things for me that's important is that I show people how I use it. Hello, Ruski. How you doing? All right, so I got this. So let me go to After Effects and show you guys what I did. All right, so anyone who uses After Effects, you import it in. That comes in as a still image, right? And it's layered. So what I did here, and I'll show you here in just a moment. I'll turn these layers off, and I'm going to go right here to the end. Right, so you can see there, this is the actual book cover, right? So I had to get in contact with John, and and because I didn't have the cover art with the lettering and stuff, but I got it in there and I placed it in. Right now, from there, what I did was I put a black solid on the bottom, as you can see there. And that solid, what that solid did was covered up the Runway logo, because I don't want that visible. So that was cool. Right? Is that right? Yes, that is correct. And then you had that's the base image there, and then here you actually have the animation, which you can't see for the moment. But effectively, what happened was this. I'm going to hit play. I'm sure it's going to be a little jerky because of the RAM, but this is what happened. All right. And then I have you fade into the artwork, right? Not bad. See? Not bad. So what I did was I did time remapping so that wasn't like the hands came up and then the heads. It was close, but then I had to use a lot of smoothing keys to ease in to it so it looked a little bit smooth. Still slightly jerky, but that's okay. I don't mind the slight jerkiness of it. See that? I was okay with that. And in theory, I could just live with this. I could say, okay, that's enough, right? But then what I did was I duplicated it. I had done the base animation in 2D. So this is all that exists on a 2D plane. Then I went here to AF World Order 2, right? And on this one, it's still a 2D image. But what I decided to do was to animate. Hello, Carnivore Comics. How you doing? Uchino 109, how you doing? Hello. All right. So the plan was, let me go back here to Facebook. Okay, we're good there. YouTube, we're rocking here. I'm going to refresh this here. All right, saying I'm not receiving enough information, but that's okay. I do not. What's going on here? I know I'm getting something. That's for sure. But it's saying it's coming very slow. But I'm not going to worry about it. We're going to keep streaming. Been going now for about, right here it says 27 minutes, but that makes no sense. Well, 27 minutes. It does say that. I'm sorry. Forgive me. All right, so we got that, and all the rest of them seem to be rocking. TikTok. Hello, TikTokers. I love TikTok. I love Instagram because of the interaction I get from the audience. Again, for you folks watching tonight, my name is Tim Fielder, visual Afrofuturist and graphic novelist. And I'm known for this book here, Infodiamond Afrofuturist Tale. I'm known for this book here, Maddie's Rocket. All right. And I'm also known for this book here with my good buddy Walter Grayson and our managing partner and good buddy Christina Huntsbrook Lamartina. So I'm known for those 3 books that are out. I've done like small projects, Spider-Man for the Marvel Abrams project. But also High John Conqueror, which I've been working on. You can go to High John Conqueror on all of the major socials under Diesel Funk. Generally, you'll find it, and I try to go 5 days a week. Some days I'll hit 3, some days I'll hit 4, but I generally try to publish 5 days a week, and I do that in such a way because it's like a 1-minute episode that works pretty good for me, and I have no issue with that. Okay, now back to this. So this time what I did was I added a 3D camera. So the artwork is still 2D, but now there's a 3D camera that can rotate in 3D space. Hello, Arklaw. How you doing? So now watch what happens here. So again, if we go here, let me just scroll with this with my mouse. If we go here, right? This is a flat image. The animation runs, and that's it. And you see how that gets that dissolve from one image to the next? Right? And that's pretty good. That's very good. However, when I went to 2D, I added a default camera. And that camera is a 3D camera that can work in 3D space. I use these controls here to the upper left to be able to do some things. So watch what happens here. This one. So you see how the camera is like a little off kilter? Right? Now if I hit play, it's fairly smooth. Okay? So that's pretty good. That's pretty good. That is pretty good. I like the way that feels. I like the way that feels. Right? So I have the hello, Francisco Bach. How you doing? I say, hey, folks. All right. So as you can see here, so what we have, what that 3D does, it adds dynamism to the shot, right? It's kind of spacey. I mean, if I could go back and change anything, I would make those the black hole stuff spiral a little bit. But other than that, because they're trying to keep this quick, simple, it's actually pretty good. So this is how you're utilizing AI with compositing programs such as After Effects, motion graphics programs. And it can really produce a very, very convincing and satisfying effect. Now, let's stop this for the moment. I'm going to stop that. Hold on. Whoops, wrong thing here. Okay, so we're good here. Now what we're going to do, we're going to add this guy, right? We're going to add both of these here. So we got AF World Order 01 and 02. And we're going to output it to, probably going to put it out to the Diesel Funk Dispatch. Oh, no, there it is. There's the folder right there. Boop. Right there. And we'll do the same thing here. All right. All right, good. Now, you'll notice here I have set for best settings, H.265. That's pretty good. Now, I could hit render, but I'm going to queue in the Adobe Media engine or manager. Yeah, encoder, sorry. Ooh, I'm sorry, my battery is getting low there. My battery is getting low. It's because I didn't have it hooked up, but don't worry. On my phone. Sorry about that, guys. So you all see all my photos there. Fantastical. Okay, there we go. So Adobe Media Encoder is open. Now I could have just hit render there, but what the heck? Let me take this off here. All right. Did I do something there? Did I miss something there? Hang on. All right, let's go here. Maybe I hit a And by the way, this is bogging down for freaking sure. All right, here's Adobe Media Encoder. There we go. So there it is. Huh. That's weird. That is weird. That is weird. You know what? Let me close Adobe Media Encoder because that's wasn't quite up on that. But we're gonna go here. I'm gonna go back to this. Gonna hit save. There we go. And now I'm gonna hit render. So that renders there. We got that one rendered. And now we need to go 01. So I'm going to render out both 01 and 02. So we just rendered out 01. Here's 02 here. All right. Oh, maybe it rendered out both of them. Let's see. Now, if it rendered out both of them, what I'll do is I will close After Effects to free up a little bit more RAM. And also, of course, I'll have to additionally begin to the process I'll begin the process of beginning to empty more cache. That's one of the things I'm gonna have to do because it's like although I got like a 4 terabyte drive on my unit, it's still you run out of space. It's part of a reality of being a working artist these days here. But anyway, so we're gonna go here, AF World order. All right, here's a folder there. So we got that. So I'm going to go here and I'm going to put this right underneath HighJohn Graphics. There it is. All right, so as you guys can see here, we have one folder. This one here is 01 that got rendered, so that's good. So we need to now go render 02. So we're going to go here. Accept that. Let's go back to render queue. So this is unqueued. So we need to make sure that is queued. All right, so I'm going to select here. All right, so that's now queued by clicking that button. It's a little bit sluggish here, but it's okay. We're getting to it now. There we go. All right, so that's rendered. So the flat 2D version is rendered, and now the 3D version is rendered. So I'm going to save this file and close this folder here because I don't think we need it open anymore. Hello, Luana. How you doing? Good to see you. Luana Richmond. All right, so we got that there. Now we're going to shut down After Effects. We've done enough there. So again, I am working in a hybrid manner. I'm using a combination of older technology. After Effects has been around since the 90s. And AI, cutting edge AI. That's what I'm doing. So you can see here the different animations. There they go. So that right there appears to be the 2D one. It's very subtle effects, but it's good enough. Okay, I can live with that. All right. So let's close bridge. We don't want that open for the moment. We don't want to. Hello, Roller Coaster RJ. How you doing? Let me say hi to you there. Very cool. All right. So let's see here. TikTok, we're going good. Facebook, we're going good. LinkedIn, going good. YouTube is still having a little issue there, but we're making our way through because that's all you can do is make your way through. Let's see what else we got here. We've been going for 38 minutes. That's okay. And then we have this Substack. Kick is still rocking and rolling. And yeah, there we go there. So this is good. This is good, man. It's good. It's good. It's good. It's good. All right. So here's what I'm going to do now. And I know you probably might not be able to hear this, but I'll do the best I can for it to pick up. Let's see. Right now to hear will be external headphones. We're going to go with our MacBook Pro speakers. Okay. Okay, that's good. And we are, let's see here. Yes, I think MacBook Pro speakers are good. All right, hold on. Woo. Been burning the midnight oil here, ladies and gentlemen. All right, so now the next thing we need to do is we need to go online. Let's see which one we're going to pick here. I think we're going to pick Manus. There we go. And we're going to enter into a new thingy here. And this time we're going to enter in Tune, which is the software program that I use to do all of the music for HighJohn Conqueror. Right? We're going to say orchestral arrangement with orchestral musical instruments. Colored by techno, but I'm going to use the word Afrotech, techno music. Now, I know that's kind of vague because what I'm doing here is I'm adding in this prompt. But What I want to do is this. I want to go here to voice memos. All right. Do not laugh. Well, actually, you can laugh if you want. Watch this. Right? So that's pretty horrible. But it's enough for me to right click over this, go to services. I'm going to show in Finder. And right now it's set to M4A. It does not work as well with M4A. You have to turn it to MP3. Right? It's got the prompt, use MP3, right? So that works pretty good. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to do this. So what I'm doing here is I'm creating music for this ad. Right? So that's loading in. And I'm going to call it AF World Order. That's what the song will be. And this will be a song that will probably end up being about 3-4 minutes long. So we're going to hit start cooking. So this is now playing. Right? Hello, Kelly. How you doing? Pleasure to see you and to meet you. My name is Tim Fielder, visual Afrofuturist and graphic novelist. Presently now doing a motion graphic image that can be used for book trailers, for social media ads. It's just so many features and elements this stuff gives you. So look at this. See, look at this. So it literally says here, based upon my written prompt and the horribly hummed audio track I did into my phone, those are my prompts, right? So it went through all this different stuff here, right? Now they ask, what do I want? Symphonic chord with subtle Afro techno beats, Afro techno drive, but I want all of them. I want all three directions. I want all of them. Okay, so we hit enter. Now it is rendering. Perfect. I'll explore all these directions. Symphonic heart with subtle Afro techno pulse rhythm, driven fusion with bold orchestral accents, and full cinematic journey blending grandeur and tribe tech flow. I'll keep the ritualistic atmosphere from your reference while composing fresh, original music inspired by its feel, starting the creation now. Right? So, excuse me. Oof. I would say, in the way I'm implementing AI here, I am not a trained musician. I'm not, I know, without going into detail, I know trained musicians who are fantastic at it, and they just make this software just do stuff it wasn't even meant to do, but I'll leave it at that. For myself, I have not a musical bone in my body. However, I can hum ideas. If I hummed an idea to a regular person, they were like, that guy really cannot sing, or he's out of key. But with this software is able to take the attempt, bad attempt, but I know rhythm. I know what I want something to sound like. Like I want it to sound orchestral. I want it to have Afro-tech, meaning a little, but I want it to be spacey, right? All those type of things. So it takes all of that and it blends the written prompt with the audio prompt, right? And that's what it does. So these are rendering here. We're going to see what happens. We'll start with the first two here. All right, here we go. You ready? Let me move this loud here. I know, and if it's too loud, I'm sorry. But let's just try to see what we can do here. Do here. Here we go. interesting. Darren Hanson, 927. How you doing? Thank you for your support, guys. Okay, so something is playing here.
Oh.
We need to mute.
67 King, how you doing? I'm gonna say hi to you there.
Need to mute that.
Alrighty, so we got Mel Studios working okay. Instagram is running okay. I'm gonna move this down to the side
that
here
is
so I can
weird.
see that very small. Right
oh, there we go.
So,
all right, so I had to mute LinkedIn there. LinkedIn is awesome. LinkedIn it does the job, guys. What can I tell you? All right. So that one was okay. I would say the beginning of that is interesting because keep in mind this trailer is only going to be about 10 seconds long. So, you know, that was interesting. But let's try something else here. Let's see what else is happening here. Nope. A little bit too drummy. I'm gonna have to remove the drums. All right, so that's interesting. I like it, but I'm wondering if it's maybe a little bit too conventional. I think it needs to be more electronica. Let's go a little bit deeper in this. I don't like this one. Nope. All right. All right. I think the first one and the third one are interesting. All right. No. All right, let's go here. I'm going to play this. No, that doesn't work. I think the one that works is the first one here and the second one. But what we want to do here, I'm going to go here. And I've worked with this before. All right, so now that is re-rendering. I said go back to the original reference and completely reorchestrate it. We want to go with all four because I want something a little bit more techno-based in this, not something that's so traditional. However, if this is good, so what I'm going to do now, let's see here. What I'm going to do here, we've been going for about 50 minutes here. I'll go for a little while longer. So here's the thing that I think I want to do while that is rendering out. I need to go to this one here. This was a good one. So I'm going to add to my favorites. As a matter of fact, let me take the pen here and do this because the mouse is a little bit sluggish. A little bit sluggish in my opinion. So we go there. All right, so that's acting a little weird. That's okay. So now we can hold that button there. So this one here, watch what we're gonna do. We're gonna go here. I'm gonna go to download. I want to just download the wave because the wave is a higher quality sound. From this is what I'm learning from having used this so much. And then I want to save this one here, this guy. Right there. And we're going to save that. Download. And we're going to download the wave. We could download to MP3, but I just want to go with the wave because I can always put it out as MP3 later. That's kind of interesting. Needs to close that. All right, so we got that one there. Now, one last thing I want to do here. We're going to go here. See if I can do it. I want to go to copyright certificate. The beautiful thing about working with a lot of this software is they allow you to, when you make the music, you actually can download your copyright so you own the music. So that's something that ultimately, when I get around to doing what I'm doing, I'll be selling not only the books and the apparel, but I'll also be selling the music. So right now, for the prologue and a bit of the chapter 1, I would say I have most of the music for those two that I'll probably, a lot of the stuff I intend to be ready for release next month. Ideally, I would love to start selling and doing live social shopping, selling in Black History Month, but we will see how it works. Now, they also have stems. I didn't know what a stem was that I was told. What it is that that's all of the music separated into different components so you can edit them later. Okay, so we got that, right? Now, next thing, let's go and see what happens here now. Interesting, but again, this is only 10 seconds long. Let's go here. Oh, I like that. So it's only 10 minutes long, so there's a part of this that works. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to rename that. I'm going to rename this to AF World Drift. Okay. So I updated the title. So that's pretty good. Now the next thing I'm going to do is I am going to, whoops, I'm going to go here, I'm going to download this. I'm going to download the wave, right? Because I'm going to use part of that. I'm going to use that, because keep in mind, I only want this to last for like 12 seconds max. All right, so we have that. We need to go here again, and now we need to download the copyright certificate. So I like that one. I love the way that starts off there. All right, let's go here. Let's see what that one sounds like. Hey Loon, how you doing? All right, let's check this one out. All right, so we're going to keep that one then. We're going to rename that as well. We're going to rename that as, and you rename it so it'll be a unique name that you will keep so you can identify it. So we're going to go here. Oh, what is that? Come on now. This is really sluggish today. So you go AF World Order Techno Crush. Okay, let's check this one out. Now I'm gonna stop this. I don't need the whole song. I just need that first sound effect. That first sound effect, Cosmic Sub Pulse. We're gonna download that as a wave, right? And I'll record the music to it and get it done tomorrow, tonight or tomorrow. I got other stuff I got to do. All right, so that wave is downloaded there. So we're good there. Now we need to download the copyright certificate on that. There we go. Gonna hit allow. Okay, good. Got that. Now, the one thing I didn't do this with here, we're gonna go to download. Gonna go to wave. So this is how I'm able to do interesting music for Hi-Jon. You know, a lot of the songs will end up being 3 minutes, 4 minutes, sometimes 5 minutes long. And what I'll do, like John Barry did, who was the guy who did all of the orchestration, the music for the Bond films, is you hit one song that's tight and you make variants on that song. Now, of course, I'm a comic book artist, but this is something that is inherent, in, I find, with Comatics. I've seen one or two other folks who do it similar to who probably been doing it longer, but I call the format Comatics. That's what I call it. Anyway, so we got that there. We want to download the copyright certificate. Okay, now what we're going to do here is we are going to take this last one here, and I think I got enough. So we're going to save this as AF World Order Space Drive. I'm going to go here. We're going to download that. Because I think, again, the song has to be so short. I'm trying to get like 10 seconds. All right, got that there. We downloaded that wave, which is great. Now the next thing we want to do is get our copyright certificate. Okay, I'm happy with what I have here, but the only thing I think I need to do is I need to go back to here, which I didn't do before, but that's okay. We can sort that out right now. AF World Pulse. AF World Orchestra. All right, good. So we have that. Even though I downloaded these before, I want to download them with the correct name so that everything will be in place. Go here. Now, in any other scenario, I literally would be in a position where I would be dependent upon musicians, other musicians. That's been the case for me my entire life. I was dependent upon other musicians just to do my music. Now I don't have to do that anymore. Now I can do it myself. All right, so we got the WAV file downloaded. That's good. Now we want to make sure we download the copyright certificate. Well, all right, there we go. So I think we're good there. We've gone a pretty good period of time. So we're over an hour now, and I'm going to cut it short here tonight because I'm a little tired and I need to get on some other stuff. But I did want to try my best to fulfill the promise of doing everything today and making sure that you guys could rock and see what in the heck is going on. But I want to thank you for being here today. I know generally I'll go for like 2, sometimes 3 hours. I've been 4 before, but tonight is just going to be a little hour. I want to thank you for everything. You guys are awesome. You're super duper awesome. Thank you for everything. Be kind to one another. Today is Thursday, December 18th. It's 8:04 Eastern Standard Time. This is Tim Fielder, visual Afrofuturist and graphic novelist, sign off. I will see you in a few hours.